So 11 p.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. I love that time frame.
Try to get a solid 8 hours in where people can just, unplug from their daily routines and just relax.
Relax and get screamed at in your channel.
Yeah. Gotta stay on your toes at all times.
Listen, when I think of relaxation, I'm thinking of more like I go to Tex Cub's channel, who's a Beer Brigade person as well. I mean, I go to Arkham's channel when I want to get slightly wet my pants because someone has typed in like, exclamation mark, what is it, like S1 or scary?
I've actually just spent about 3 or 4 hours today redoing all of those, adding some new sounds in.
Oh, Jesus. Without further ado, we're going to give Arkham a call.
Arkham, ready?
And we're going to throw Arkham up on the screen, and we will ask him all the private questions. Okay? So, this will evolve over time. You might find it be more polished by the time we get to certain people. So, do us a favor, guys. Check the sound. Let us know how it sounds and everything like that. Feedback.
You guys hear Arkham okay?
So, Arkham, say hello.
Hello. What's going on, us? What's going on?
I want to mute my game sounds, guys.
Okay. And turn yours up a little bit so I can hear him a little bit better. This is what helps streamers. This is not part of this. Not part of the team. You guys help anyway.
All right.
Yeah, Nismo. Well, I hope that people really feel that way. So you guys hear him okay? Good. He's very ugly, though. I can't help that.
Hey.
So, it was funny. We were testing this earlier, right, guys? And Arkham, I could see him. And I said, hey, there's Arkham. And I was looking at him. And I said, Arkham, can you see us? And Arkham goes, no. I go, you can't see us? Matt goes, no, I don't have that turned on. I go, wait, we can see him, but he can't see us? He's like, no. I was like, let me check this out. I was like, can you see that, buddy? And he's like, I can't see anything. I go, all right. Took my shirt off. It got really weird. So I wasn't wearing a shirt.
Hashtag erotically.
So, guys, without further ado, that is Arkham. That is his channel up there, guys, right there. He is a ginger. Well, he's a ginger with, is that your natural blonde hair, Arkham?
No, I'm not a ginger.
So, all right, let's start simple. Arkham, tell me something about yourself, like in regards to your little bit of your personal life, family, man, all that kind of stuff. Anything along that lines?
Let's see. So, guys, those of you who have been in the channel before, you guys know I used to do, contracting stuff. When I lost that contract, I decided to start doing the Twitch thing. Never thought it would grow into anything like this, though. But before I was Arkham, I used to do cable installation and stuff like that, work 12, 15 hours a day. And then when I stopped doing that, I started staying home, being a full-time stay-at-home dad. Started doing the streaming during the nights, and haven't looked back since. So basically, your channel started out as a hobby, or you just were looking to fill time? Mm-hmm. Okay. No, yeah, I was just streaming and just figured I'd find some new people to play games with.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, so, we talk about all the time. Gattini had said one time, I was talking about, like, if you're a streamer, you should do this, and she says, yeah, but that's not the case for everybody, right? Like, some of us are only doing this for a hobby. And when I talk about streaming, I often think about how Matt and I approached it, and we don't always stop to think that how Matt and I tackled streaming in the beginning isn't necessarily how everybody else did. So I like hearing that. I like that our first spotlight's coming out with somebody that started off this with a hobby, because that's different than how Matt and I don't think Matt and I thought about full-time, but we did think about being serious about it. So now you started as a hobby. Where are you now?
I'd like to think that, full-time streaming is going to be what I would like to do. With the amount of support that I've gotten, it's showing that I can really actually make this into something more than just, somebody that's on the internet streaming to have a good time. I can actually make this a brand. I can actually, do this as a way of supporting my family. That's
awesome. That's cool.
That is cool.
So let's talk about your family for a minute, okay? How many kids?
2 kids.
That you know of. Okay, it's good. 2 kids. All right. Can we get some confirmation from baby girl that is the case?
She's listening.
So
she's right over there.
Hi, baby girl. So Eastkill Baby Girl is Arkham and Eastkill used to hang out on the channel and watch us, and now he streams. They stay pretty busy, but
Yeah.
we know them from them, and it's really exciting. Now that we're like kind of at this point, right, where we're moving forward and our channels are growing, both of them together and stuff like that.
Yep.
So it's really neat. So
It's
you
funny.
have 2 kids,
Yep.
boy, girl.
I got a 7-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son.
Okay, nice. Right, all right. You hit the each one jackpot.
Yeah,
I got the each one, and then like this third one, like.
that's right, CB.
Told me earlier, 7 earlier, and asked me if he wanted to make an 8th. Oh God!
That's right.
Wow. Okay. So, you started out as a hobby. Now you play 7 Days to Die. Okay.
Yes.
Or that's why I'm used to watching you play. Is there anything else that you find that you play?
I like a lot of games that have good jump scares. Something that I could really get immersed into. Something good, even if it's just single player. If it's got a good storyline, I'll enjoy it.
Okay. So, I like to have a beer with you at times. You're really good on it. So on beer, dude, you don't have a beer with me. I start hugging you and kissing you. So your beard's looking really good though. I was really acknowledging the beard. How many inches you got on that thing now? Put your head up a little bit. Put it up a little bit. Let's see.
Hold on.
Wow. Okay. Put your beard down. Settle down. Quit trying to show me up. Turn his camera off. Turn his camera. That's ridiculous.
Tried to get it all in frame, but then I'd cut off the top of my head.
So you play 7 days. What do you find that you said you like scary games in general and stuff like that? And I guess that'll kind of lead me to the question with your channel and your brand or what it is you're doing. But how often do you find that you're streaming in a week's time?
You mean like how many hours per week?
Yeah. What do you think you do?
Oh, a minimum of 40 to 48 hours a week.
Wow. And are you spending how many of that are you spending in 7 days?
I stream normally, unless I'm doing like Fright Night or something that somebody sent me. It's 7 days, 6 days, 6 days a week.
Wow. Okay. So what was your earliest venture into 7 days?
My earliest venture was even before I even knew what Twitch was, back around August of last year, sometime around there.
Wow.
So
a buddy of mine sent me the game on Xbox. Started playing it on there a little bit. Found Baby Girl used to watch Twitch a lot, so I started getting into it, watching people, and then a few months later, I started doing the streaming thing myself.
Who are some of the people you watched?
Well, I watched that one over there.
Good answer.
Let's see. I hung out with Drunk Enough a lot. But when I first started, it was mainly Bearded Guys Gaming and Drunk Enough. I really didn't explore too much until I started streaming myself and realized, there's an entire...
That we were plebs and there was better people out there. I feel like that's where that comment was going.
You can be honest.
There's hundreds of different personalities on Twitch.
There is. I mean, that's one of the things I love about Twitch. What up, Luvatar?
Thanks for the host, buddy.
Guys, can we get some hype in the channel for all the support we're getting from the Beer Brigade tonight, by the way, guys?
Loving it, guys.
There's a lot of Beer Brigade members coming in and then hosting and stuff like that. We really, really appreciate that. So the support is freaking amazing. So you find yourself playing a lot of 7 Days to Die now, okay? Yeah. Now, I guess we're going to come to the big question. How do you keep yourself from getting bored with 7 days?
I've always enjoyed crafting type games like this. I mean, there's a million things you can build. If you're tired of doing towers, build a pyramid. If you're tired of doing pyramids, build a kill pit. If you're tired of building something, there's always something new to build.
Hey, thank you for the raid, Luvatar. Appreciate it, brother. You came in a great time, man. Doing our first ever Beer Brigade Spotlight. Real quick, Luvatar is actually one of the Beer Brigade members as well. He'll be getting a shirt. Arkham is familiar with him. I see a lot of these guys and gals frequent each other's channels, which is amazing. And the cool thing about Luvatar coming in and rating is that it's a great night. It's the first time doing it. There will be a day that Luvatar, for example, is doing this with us as well. So be looking forward to that, guys. So much hype on the raid, man. So, Joe, we're scouting out how bad it'll be for us later. So, in regards to I'm with you, right? So people ask me, they say, how do you guys not get bored with it? I don't really get bored with 7 days like I do other games.
There's just too much to do to get bored. If you're tired of farming, go looting. If you're tired of looting, build something. If you're tired of building, there's just a plethora of things you could do.
I'm not, guys, I'm not saying and I think that Arkham can agree with this. I'm not saying that just because you love the game, you got to be on it 10, 12 hours every day. I'm just saying that
I play other games.
Yeah, I play a lot of other games too, but I find that 7 days is always. I will play a new game, play for a couple hours, be hyped about it, but then I always still, when I have nothing else to do, I can get on and do something in 7 days.
Play 7 days, yep.
Yeah. I feel like there's not like a, well, I say there's not a time constraint, but there is with, I guess, with hordes. But other than that, I feel like there's nothing to hold me back from getting on real quick and, you know, maybe pick up some stone or some iron or whatever we're doing.
It's easy to pick up and put down whenever you need to do. Minus the hordes, of course, but you know, if I got 20 minutes to spare, I can get on, grab some stuff, or if I got 4 hours, I can get on. But if I need to get up, there's no, well, hold on, let me finish this raid, or I can't leave right now because this boss fight's going to take 30 minutes. Just drop it and get up.
There's a lot of games that I find that I don't play anymore because of that reason. You know, I find there are games that I can't play because of time commitments. If I do this, I'll go, if I log in, I have to do XYZ task to make this happen, and I can't do it.
Yeah,
so
that's the main reason. Like I said, my brother got Destiny 2, for example.
Yeah,
I played it for about 2 weeks, but then it got to the point where you have to, not only do you have to do X, Y, and Z, but you have to have teammates that are doing X, Y, Z at the same exact time. You got to get everybody together. It's just everyone's got to be scheduled just to do one event, and things can take 2, 3, 4 hours just to do one thing.
See,
can't really do that with got little man running around, got homework with the little girl. So
it's funny you said that. So I can really relate to that a lot. So I'm a father, and the problem I have is like a game like Divinity, right? Divinity is a lot of reading. It's about the lore and stuff like that. So when I go to play it, I find that I have a hard time with it because with Divinity, if my little ones are running around in the background or doing something, I can't concentrate on it. And I told you earlier, I can't walk and talk. So
it breaks immersion.
I find that it's a little challenging to me. So I can understand that completely. And we're going to be trying Destiny 2 coming up when the PC comes out. We've already bought it. But as I've seen more and more of Destiny, the reason why we're trying it is because we never had the opportunity to play Destiny 1. So we've always wanted to try it.
You'll enjoy it then.
Yeah, we wanted to try it, right? Like, it's a big game. Yeah. So why have we not delved into it? But I saw what you said. It reminds me a lot of World of Warcraft, where you got to keep your gear up. And you have to do this, and you have to run this and this and this, and gotten to where I'm not looking forward to that.
Well, the armor grind in Destiny 2. I played everything for Destiny 1. I put from day one I've been playing Destiny 2 on the console. It's grindy, but it has its points where, because it's weekly resets, so you're not really grinding just to get 2 or 3 pieces of gear. You do all your weeklies. You get a good new set of gear, you jump a couple levels.
Yeah.
And then you got 3 different characters that are they're not individually set on each other. So let's say you get one up to like 300, and then you level the next one up to 20. That character you have up to 300 will help boost the gear drops for your other characters, so you're not constantly grinding the same content over and over with the same difficulty.
Okay.
Which I really like that they did that as a change from the first one.
Well, it's good that it seems like everybody's been kind of like had like positive like comments about it, but it'll be our first venture into it. We played a little bit of the beta part, and it was cool, but we'll see more when it comes out, I guess. Back to 7 days. When it comes to 7 days, are you finding that you are more of a builder, or are you more of the looter? I find that when I watch streams on 7 days, hey, awesome, salty sea dog, man. Thank you. Have a good night, buddy. I find that when I watch some streams, there are people that I see that like to do building, a lot of different types of builds, and then I see there are people that like to do only like all they do is scavenge and loot all the time. That's it. They scavenge and loot. Scavenge and loot.
Well, when I first started playing, it was a lot of resource grinding and scavenging. I didn't really like the whole building thing. Didn't get the game's mechanics at first. But now that I've done the kill pits, I've done all the looting, I've done the 3,000 kills on a server.
Yeah.
It gets to the point where right now on the server that I'm playing now, I'm rebuilding a city.
That's cool. So we've done the city builds too. Like, we like doing those. City builds are funny. Like, you start them, and then you start doing it. You're like,
evolves on all its own.
Oh my god, it starts getting overwhelming. You're like, okay.
And then with my ADHD, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm working on this. Yeah, well, especially with me, I may have an ADHD. You know, okay, I'm gonna work on this. I was like, oh, but I got an idea, so I'm gonna go over here and work on that.
Hi, Allie.
And while I'm doing that, I'm over here working on something else. So I end up having like 6 projects going at the same time.
Yeah. That's what I have to do. So you said like 6 projects. I'm the same way, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then I have to take a break. I have to take a break from one and go do something else. Yep. And I try to do that with chat too, so the chat is not looking at the same thing all the time, the same grind and stuff like that. We're doing good, Pop. We're doing really good. And hey, Allie, hey, Torch, how you guys doing?
How's it going, guys?
We're doing our Beer Brigade spotlights tonight, guys. We have Arkham as our guest. This is our very first one, so.
Exclamation mark spotlight in the chat.
Yep, we are the owners of the stream team for the Beer Brigade, guys. We just got our new shirts in. Very excited. Arkham shirt is here, so we'll be sending these out to him. Probably Monday is when we'll send these out. So this is Arkham shirt right here. And
beautiful shirt.
Yeah, we'll be sending them to them, guys. We're really excited. You know, I was saying earlier that the stream team is something that we feel like is really what the team members make it. Matt and I aren't, you know, mom and dads of the team. We're not, you know, some kind of owners of like, in the sense of like telling them what to do. Arkham has his own channel and he's his own person. He just happens to be with a group of other streamers that Matt and I enjoy a lot, and we suggest to people to check out. It's very important to us that, you know, when we're offline, we say, hey, you guys need to check out these channels. We really like them a lot. You get on Twitch, and there's all these channels. And you're like, who do I watch? Who do I watch? Well, bookmark the Beer Brigade, okay? And then that gives you 32 options right there of people that potentially could be on that you may never realize how good they are, you know? Hey, what's up, Amashu? Hey, Skin. So guys, if you have not done it yet, I don't know how many people are on the channel. Let me check it out. There is 160 something people on the channel. If you guys do not mind, click on Arkham's name and give him a follow, please, so that he now shows up on your following list. Many of you probably already have followed him, but so to kind of go away from 7 days for a second, and go back to the channel. Tell me, all right, explain it, right? Explain the Asylum, all of the name origination and all that.
So I am a huge DC Comics fan. Like I said, when I created my account, I had no idea that I was going to be streaming or anything like that. So
I'm a Marvel guy, by
in
the
the
way.
DC universe, I'm a big fan of the Batman lore. You know, green hair, got Joker tattoos. So I wanted to make my own Asylum out of the channel. And then it turned into, you know, we have shivs as our currency. There's jump scares everyone can use. Psychos laughing in the background randomly. It just became, you know, a whole channel theme.
Whoa. Psychos. You know,
yeah?
You're not talking about Eastkill, right? All right, just kidding. That's his better half, guys.
Yeah. She's sitting over there, so.
If I see the screen go black, interview is done. The spotlight is done, guys.
It's over.
Now I'm a Marvel fan. I'm gonna tell you. I think Batman is cool, but I am a Marvel fan. Okay. But I'm gonna admit this. I did not put Arkham Asylum with Arkham Unhinged. I did not put the two together, by the way. So. So I feel a little stupid about that, but
well, see, I got the name from, there is a storyline called Arkham Unhinged in the DC universe.
See, I didn't know
where Arkham just completely breaks down, everyone gets out, Gotham is in cinders, and it's just an amazing storyline.
That's awesome, dude. I had no clue. I wouldn't have been able to tell that. So you've taken your love for DC comics, okay, and then obviously that comic in particular, and you now made your channel and you kind of adapt to the whole Asylum thing with like the craziness and scariness. So playing a game like 7 days kind of fits the bill, yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I played Outlast today. I finished
that game,
and yeah, well, okay, you can keep all that Asylum bullshit. Okay, you can keep all the Asylum crap. Because I don't ever want to do that again. That
game scared me.
I tweeted out today that I'm glad, you know, hey, we did it. Good game, glad. And the red barrels were like, you know, they liked it. And I was like, don't like it because I don't know if I really want to play
we ain't coming back.
I don't know if I really want to play your DLC, you know?
Oh, the DLC is so much better than the game.
That's what everybody's saying. Everybody, well, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that the DLC. I didn't like that I finished the game and I was like, what? And then the people were like, oh no, you got to do DLC because DLC will explain it. I'm like, well, what? Well, why I got to have the second child to know what the first one's gonna be like? That don't make no sense. So, but that's cool. So you like more horror genre type stuff.
Yeah, I like anything that I can get immersed into and that actually makes you either feel for the characters or feel for the atmosphere of the game.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I love horror too. I don't like the jump scare type stuff. I've owned Outlast for a few years and I've never played it.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I've never played it. And I owned it. I just never played it.
You should try Alan Wake. Alan Wake's another good one too.
Is it scary?
Not as bad as Outlast.
Okay.
It's got a really
it.
Good story though.
I like when it's suspenseful and it has a good story. I've heard that the last. Oh God, Jesus!
Jump scare what?
Okay. See,
I think
as we.
Joe scared me more than the actual screen did.
God.
Yeah, now you know how I feel.
Okay, so as we evolve this spotlight, the alerts is going to be one we're going to have to work on. Jesus.
And let me tell you how difficult. Let me tell you how difficult it is to play 7 days with no sound.
You don't know there's a zombie behind you.
All I know is all of a sudden the wall starts breaking. I'm like, okay, well, there's a zombie.
We're going to look over, right? And me and Arkham be just bullshitting this whole time. And Matt's going to have a death counter at like 22. And then be like, what happened to your death counter? It's broken. He's like, no, dude, I just kept dying. Y'all were talking, and I kept dying. So, okay. Anyways, so ixnay on the scare, but
Jump scares are real.
okay. So, anyways, yeah, I like scary stuff too, and like zombie lore and all that kind of stuff. I like it. I think that's what I like about 7 days is that 7 days, for example, I can play by myself and get immersed into the game. And I like that. I can pretend like I'm in The Walking Dead. So my question is this now: do you, going forward, now that your channel, for example, started out as a hobby, and now it's progressing into something more where you feel like, hey, you know what? I'm doing it full time, got a family, and I'm supporting yourself, and I commend you on that because, you know, E-Skills, baby girl must be very supportive because I couldn't do it without my wife.
She is at times.
Huh?
She is really supportive at times.
That's good. I mean,
I
know
it really helps, especially when you hit that wall, and you're like, well, maybe it's just not working. You know, maybe I'm not getting that traction I wanted. But you know, you got somebody behind you just pushing you forward, so it really helps.
That's really good. That's really good, man. That right there is called brownie points. Good job. So that it is true. Like, so you know, I can relate to that, right? Because I'm married and stuff like that, and my wife, you know, without her support. I couldn't do this. I wouldn't be doing this, and I couldn't do this. And
I thought you told me it was me.
You're there. It's like a thing. You know, it's like a.
You're definitely
It's like an understanding.
But you told me
you're in the equation.
Okay, you're not in this interview. But... Me and Arkham talking. Hey, look, it's on our side of the screen, right here, right here.
You sure?
No. He'll go making it all disappear, and everything will fade away.
I can make the interview go away.
So I can completely understand like having the support and like Miss B, for example, not once has she ever been like, don't do this, or has been like, nah, it's not a good idea. Not once, you know. So I'm really glad to hear that you have that good support system behind that. Now, that being said, with your channel kind of growing, do you feel that you will be a 7 days that I streamer? Do you find that you will change to a variety streamer? Do you find, what do you think? What is the future?
I love 7 days to die. I'm going to be a 7 days to die streamer, but just like any of us, you know, there are going to be times where we go and do other stuff, you know, just to kind of mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, I got my Fright Night streams every once in a while, and with it being October, I'm going to be doing a lot of those this month. I've got Alien Isolation lined up, The Evil Within's in there. I might be revisiting Outlast, possibly revisiting Alan Wake. So we got some good things.
See, look, I didn't know all these people were up here.
Good. It's more challenging. It's how I play. I don't hear the voices in my head either, and so that's pretty cool. Okay, so Alien Isolation, we're looking at doing any of that too. So I'll let you do it. I'll watch you, and I'll see what all the jump scares are, and I'll be ahead of it. So let me know when you're doing it. Okay. So, guys, you guys heard Arkham's gonna be doing a lot of the stuff this month, the scary Halloween stuff too, some of the jump scare stuff. Seems like his channel kind of does that in general, but October he's gonna be working on some stuff as well. So keep that in mind. Tell us about stream times. Like, when do you stream? Like normally? I know these answers, a lot of these, by the way. So
yeah. A lot of my schedule, what I try to stick to, of course, with kids, it's hard to stick to like a dead A to B schedule.
Yeah.
But normally every day of the week except for Wednesday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern to 7 a.m.
So 11 p.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. I love that time frame.
Try to get a solid 8 hours in where people can just unplug from their daily routines and just relax.
Relax and get screamed at in your channel.
Yeah. You gotta stay on your toes at all times.
Listen, when I think of relaxation, I'm thinking of more like I go to Tex Cub's channel, who's a Beer Brigade person as well. I mean, I go to Arkham's channel when I want to get slightly wet my pants because someone has typed in like, exclamation mark, what is it, like S1 or scary?
I've actually just spent about 3 or 4 hours today redoing all of those, adding some new sounds in.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so there's a whole new list of scares for everyone to use.
I feel like conditioning time for time wise or conditioning to, excuse me, not time wise, but like scary sounds. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna get conditioned to them. I haven't yet. I still scream every time this one damn thing goes off. Hey, Chicky.
If you're expecting, you gotta just kind of ignore them. Let them know that they're not acknowledge that they're gonna happen. I set the cooldowns on them pretty high so that I don't have 30 people using it every 2 minutes, because then you will get used to it.
Depends to my wish list. No, you're right. Yeah. You're right. That's the way our legendary beards are. They're like set in an hour. That way they can't just spam all the time.
Yeah.
And actually the problem is there's got to be quite a few of them. So it's not even that they're spamming them. And luckily most of our viewers are pretty well behaved. But
the way I've set mine up, and I just changed this today. So the way it's set up now, it used to be that each individual user had their own cooldown. Now I also still have that individual cooldown per person, but each command has its own cooldown. So let's say Ima comes in and uses Scare 1. Scare 1 will be on cooldown for X amount of time, so that when person 2 comes in, they won't be able to use that command. They'll have to use a different scare.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. So that being said, let's dig into that part. What bot do you use?
I use Ankbot.
Okay. How long you been using that?
Let's see. Talon's told me about that bot. I want to say I started using it near the end of February.
Okay, cool, man. We use Ankbot as well too, so I always find it interesting. So what I want everybody to kind of get from this spotlight as well is kind of learning who Arkham is. I want people to know about the specific channels too, right? So like we use Ankbot, we use Streamlabs, BitBoss, whereas other channels might do things differently, right? So as you go to these different channels and see how we all do things differently, you might find that there are some things the same. So if you are wanting to be a streamer yourself, or to fix your channel more, you might find that, wow, I've watched 12 spotlights and XYZ amount uses this. Maybe I should check it out. So we're big fans of Ankbot. There are a lot of good programs out there. That is for sure.
I like to think of it as the poor man's deep bot.
Well,
it's real easy to set up for new streamers, and a lot of new streamers don't want, or streamers that are just doing it as a hobby like I started, don't really want to invest, that 5, 10, or was it like 20 for the ultimate package on Deepbot?
Yeah.
Every single month. So you have things like Ankbot that can do most of those functions that Deepbot offers in one way or another, and it works out amazingly.
Yeah, you better have that flame retardant suit, Malgus.
And I love that Ankbot still has an active development team too.
I mean, they are. So, like, you think of, like, Ankheart, for example. They actually became even more active lately because, they had set up goals, and they said if we reach these goals, okay, if we reach these goals, we will then...
Steel, thank you for those bits.
If we reach these goals, we will then essentially do more items and develop more stuff. Steel, wow,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Holy cow,
Nice,
Jesus.
Steel, nice, man.
Thank you for that support, man. Appreciate that. I would tell you that all proceeds are going to Arkham, but no, too bad. Go, you got this.
I'm just gonna copy the cheer emote every time I see it.
So Onk has actually gotten to where like they started to take donations and further to further build their like develop things, and you know, people were they were smashing the goal. And honestly, Matt and I have donated to Onk as well. So we're one of the ones that I feel like we're in a position where we can donate for that kind of stuff, and if they went to a paid platform, would be good. But I think you brought up a really good point. So when you get into streaming,
what is that thing?
You don't always have the funds or the justification to do this, and also.
And you also got to pick, not to cut you off. You also need to, when you do start getting a little bit rolled in, pick where you allocate that funding.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's shelve that for a second. And let's kind of. Oh yeah, Allie, we started it Tuesday. I'm sitting in the horde base, hoping not to die. So let's talk about that. So when you started streaming, okay, you said that basically it started out as kind of a hobby, and you streamed from a console originally.
No, I just played console. Me and a couple of my friends were like, you know what, we play console every day, so let's build gaming computers.
Okay.
And right about this time, I was working for PepsiCo.
Yeah.
In one of their distribution centers, and I had an accident. Got part of my finger crushed. Was out of work for about 9.5, 10 months. Had 5 surgeries to reconstruct that part of my finger. And you know, when the payout for that came, I used some of it to build my computer, and I got to build baby girl's computer. And then from there, you know, I have a computer that can handle this type of thing. So let's see where it goes.
And so you started that way. Okay. So hold that thought on your channel. Dane asked a question. He said, what would be your first advice for a starter hobby streamer? Right. So someone with not the intentions of per se making the channel be a full-time thing or a supplementary income, but you know, hey, I just want to stream as a hobby. You did that. What are your suggestions?
When I first started, I hopped on the game, started playing, and I would just sit there and chit chat with myself. Even if it was nobody in the channel for me to talk to, if it was a thought in my head, speak it out loud instead of just keeping your thought process to yourself. Say it out loud. Even if you might feel crazy. Like I felt like a crazy person sitting here talking to myself for hours a night when I first started. When that first person came in, I jumped at it. You know, like I finally somebody to talk to. But when you first start out, just be yourself, and like I said, always keep something, always
awesome,
keep noise going.
So, did anybody else just now when Arkham was saying this that he talks to his head, he hears thoughts in his head? Anybody else take the correlation that his name is ArkhamUnhinged and it's derived from Arkham Asylum? Like, literally, I'm pretty sure he just said, if you're crazy,
start listening to the voices, Dane.
That it is okay to talk to those people finally out in the open, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Arkham has taken that.
Talk to your inner dialogue
to the next level. Okay, well, all right, that's pretty awesome. That's a good question too, Dane. Thank you for that question, man. So, you started out, you said, as a hobby. You started on PCs. What was the moment that you went from, what was the moment you went from, you know what, this is not a hobby anymore, we're going to do this? Do you remember that? Well, what is this about? Wait, what is this about the van that you argue with yourself? I'm a little nervous. What is this?
It was one day when I was, I used to, as a contractor driving around town, there was nobody in the passenger seat for me to talk to.
Yeah.
And like I said, I used to work 12 and 15 hours a day, wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't get home till 9 o'clock at night.
So you got to have the meetup.
Okay.
I don't want to meet him. He terrifies me.
You got to have somebody to talk to, right? So I would talk to myself. Well, one day, this older driver cut me off, So instantly, I began a dialogue out loud with me being the only one there between me, the other me, and this old lady. And it just evolved into an entire like 15-minute conversation.
Thanks for
I
the host,
happened to
LBR.
told baby girl about it, and I haven't lived it down since.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she sounds a lot like my wife because it sounds like she's right there to remind you of those occasions.
Oh yeah.
All right, so stop on that conversation real quick before you answer the whole thing that I asked you a minute ago. Let's ask this. Nisma wants to know, I want to know how many streamers are genuinely introverts, but streaming has allowed them to open up more. So, Arkham, beforehand, did you find yourself... I know, right, E-Skill?
No, I mean, I would talk to anybody. Like I said, I used as being a contractor, you know, knocking on people's doors. You know, I'd talk to anybody about anything.
Okay.
So the only thing that I had an issue with was being in front of the camera and not being able to see who I was talking to, if anybody was even there for me to talk to. But once I got past, you know, ignoring the fact that the camera was even there, and just talked, everything was fine.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So that's a good perspective. So I see some like Dragoness and Alina or Ali are saying that they are they're introverts. I like to talk, and I don't find myself to be an introvert, but I find myself to be not very social outside of streaming or without friends or in settings that I feel comfortable in, right? So today we had a thing called All Pro Dad where you have to go and the dads go and they talk about like their kids and how much they love them and all that kind of stuff. And it's in the morning and they do like little giveaways and my kids like the little giveaways. And I'm seeing your questions, guys. I'll hold on to your questions. I'll get them, I promise. And there's this part where you have to stand up and you have to say what makes you proud of your kids.
Right.
My kids are always like, Dad, do it. Dad, do it. And I'm like, I don't want to talk. You know, I don't want to get up and talk. I love you guys, and I will tell you how much I love you right now. I was like, I don't want to get up in front of all these people, you know?
Yeah.
So today, I got up, and I said, how can I relate it to something that I feel comfortable with? And I got up, and I said that, guys, I said, I wanted to say how proud I was of my son and my daughter. I took a job. I stopped my career and started a different career, and a month and a half ago, and they have been very supportive and helped out a tremendous amount around the house, and it helped me to kind of move on, and to continue doing my thing and have that support. But I kind of like am an introvert when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm the same way when it comes to like, you know, I guess emotion. I'm kind of an introvert with that, but you know, just talking to people doesn't really bother me.
Okay. Dale, I'm gonna ask your question in a minute, so if you can hold on to it, we'll get to that in a minute, okay?
Yeah, I'm seeing you guys' questions.
So let's see here real quick. Let me catch up on this. So I want to go back to how open are you with other people about streaming being your profession? Are you asking me a pop, or are you asking Arkham? Like, Arkham, let me ask you that. Let me ask you.
Oh yeah, I'll tell anybody. Like, you know, what do you do for a living? Oh, I stream on Twitch.
Do you get that weird look?
The
like,
question, that look, and what is Twitch? Like, what do you do? Well, you know, I sit down, I play games, I interact with chat, and just you know, hang out and have a good time. So you mean people watch you play video games and you get paid for that?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same question I answer every time I tell somebody what I do.
That's probably the most common reaction for me is, what do you do? I stream on Twitch. What's Twitch? What's Twitch is the most common thing I hear.
Yeah.
So what that tells me is with Twitch being one of the top 5 highest traffic websites in the world.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that amazes me, because if it's that high in numbers, how has that much of the world that I know not know about it? Yeah, Imagine the potential growth.
And it's not even somebody we had this conversation on my channel weeks ago. I don't even think it's an age demographic thing, because there's people that are my age that just don't understand what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think understanding what we do. Oh, Dragoness. Oh my God, I bet you get that. I bet you. So, what's that website? Chatter Bastion? No,
not that kind.
So there's 2 things to that. There is the I play games online, that and stream. That's confusing to people, and then just Twitch in general, like what it is. And I look at it every time I see that. That's an opportunity to grow Twitch, the community that I'm in, the potential game community. That is an opportunity because for every person that doesn't know about it, they potentially could touch 1 or 2, 3 people also and spread it as well. So I highly suggest that, you know, as a streamer and you're doing it full time, that you have business cards that relate to your channel. That is something that I would say a suggestion to have, and, you know, toss it over, go, hey, check it out sometime.
I definitely, like, when somebody asked about it, you know, I was like, well, I mean, if you ever want to know what it is, you know, I'll write down on a piece of paper. Here's my link. You can come check me out, or you just, you know, just Twitch TV. There's an entire list of people. You go down below my video. That's the entire team that I'm on down there.
Thanks, 27 Sam.
You for the business. Great on this Friday night.
Thank you, buddy.
Stream BGG smile.
I find that one of the things we're seeing a lot. So there's the whole YouTube blah 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 blah, blah happening. Yeah. I see a lot of people coming over from YouTube, right? And I'm gonna speak a little specific here. Specifically, people that I know personally that we've gotten to know. I see them more so now, and mainly in, let's say, this community, because I'm familiar with 7 Days to Die community. I can't talk about other communities. I don't really know a lot of other communities, but I see like Games for Kicks and Skippy used to stream here, and then Skippy streamed on YouTube. And Skippy now streams back here a little bit again. And Cage has been a partner with Twitch for a long time, but he didn't stream a whole bunch. And I seen Meat Wagon and stuff like that, and Games Edge and Buck Fernandez and these guys that do a lot of YouTube. I'm starting to see a little more on Twitch, and I tell you something. As a streamer, the perspective I have on that is, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why.
Bigger communities.
Yeah, it does.
Get a bigger reach, yeah.
It really does. I'm actually surprised, Arkham, at how many times that I see people in their channels that I've never seen.
Oh, yeah.
That just tells me that there's that many more people out there that have yet to discover people like ArkhamUnhinged. That's the way that I feel about that.
Especially if you sit there, you know, like I said, I play a lot of 7 Days. I watch a lot of 7 Days. So a lot of the people that I might see, like Dragoness or Dale or White, I see you guys in all over the place in the 7 Days community.
Yeah.
But when I see a new name, I kind of try to remember that name. I'm like, well, let's see if I see him in my channel. Let's see if I see him in another channel. And just, you see a lot more new names popping up every week.
And that's great. That, to me, is healthy for a community.
Oh, yeah. I love the way the 7 Days community is growing.
It really is. Hey, Torch, actually, Berkey OP, who's a Beer Brigade member, he's going to be on the spotlight eventually. He's actually a school teacher.
Maverick, thanks for those bits.
Yeah,
man.
actually, I know a school teacher down in Florida that's a streamer as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Berkey OP is actually a school teacher. So when we do his spotlight, yeah, he's a school teacher. So when we do his spotlight, we should ask him that question.
You afraid of his students following him?
So let me ask this. Let's ask some more of the questions we got going on over here. So, one of the things that White asked, he said, "What is a good reason not to stream?"
A good reason not to stream?
Yeah.
If there's one, I haven't found it.
I would say if the streaming became greater than,
if it becomes toxic to you, like your personal relationships, then I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I agree. But I think that relates to anything. That relates to just hobbies in general. That relates to work, jobs. I mean, I was working in a job that I could not stand. I could not. My wife, for years, I told her, I make good money. I can't stand this job. It's killing me mentally.
Yeah.
I really
you gotta
felt
be
that
happy
way.
with what you do, or you're just not gonna be happy.
I started over on YouTube, but followed Cage over here and discovered y'all. Yeah, Ponfarn, you're a fantastic person in the community.
Yep.
You really are, and that's kind of my point. There's so many people that we've just gotten to meet because of the YouTube community, and that was the point when we started with the 7 Days to Die, with the forums and all that, and joined the stream team. It was a really big deal for us when we started doing that, because I started sitting back and looking. Okay.
Talon, the answer to that is 42.
What was that?
Talon said, "Who's your favorite viewer?" The answer is 42.
Oh, I see Talon's in there now.
Yeah.
I hear this is some sort of white genocide going on. Is this your doing, CB? What? Oh, for White Marcella?
Everyone wants to apparently kill White Marcella.
So such a thing as a #1 fan in streaming. I mean,
is there such as a #1 fan, like, to a channel?
I mean, I don't think so, because
no,
I can't. I
mean, how
can't
would you
put a
judge
price on that.
Yeah, I was like, how would you judge that?
Yeah, it's too hard to put a price on all the different types of people that make up the community or your channel. You know, between your lurkers.
Everybody's
lurkers,
number one fan.
Not everybody can afford to do bits, or not everyone has a computer to watch the ads. Not everyone can sub every month. But even lurking, just to get that viewer count up and get you higher up on the channel list, that helps just as much as financial support.
Yeah, I've said that. Yeah, you're grounded tomorrow. Got it? Okay. See? Family Guy here, so I know how that handles. So I think I've said this. I would say,
Gatini, you're the number one
lurkers
worker.
Are people underestimate the power that they have in a channel as a viewer.
Oh yeah.
Now I want to say this: as a viewer, you do not have power over that channel in a sense of, you can tell them what to do. You have to be respectful. That is their channel. But power you have is being in there.
Yeah.
Whether it be talking, donating, chatting, bidding, doing nothing, doing
Even
some
if you're doing exactly
jovial trolling. That is important. Several streamers are super strict with their chat rooms. Even the slight with a negative comment, you get permaban from channel. How does it affect you all trying to keep chat from going toxic? I'm gonna answer that first, and I'll let Arkham kind of go afterwards. I find personally that you set the tone for the community, right? So the people that you have cultivated into your channel, the people that you have modded, the people that you have, you know, brought in the community, and no problem. I'm looking at you. I feel like you. Does that mean you're looking at me? Or? So I feel like that you set the pace and the tone. So if someone comes in and does something, and you automatically just get rid of them and set that tone, you don't have to worry about your channel changing or having negative stuff. I also think that some people put too tight of a thing on their channel, but again, it goes back to that is their channel. So, Arkham, what about you?
I'm real loose and wild with my chat. You know, I do have my thing set to mature content. So, with that being said, if somebody comes in and starts trolling, you know, I usually just roll with the punches. There's a few words that I just will not allow in my chat, and that'll get you, you know, punted out the door. But other than that, you know, I'll roll with the punches, and you know, you can try to troll, but my mods are some of the best trolls I know. So
I think
that seems to be the case in most channels, I think.
Yeah, I think you're gonna hear a common theme about that, like in a common that's probably said through most of the spotlights that mods have become known as the greatest supporters / trolls in the channel. You know, you know, I think that really is the way that's truth. I find that the typical troll that we think of tend to be immature, and they come in and they say stuff like really short-lived.
Go to the gym.
Short attention span, and they're usually
there's a difference between good trolling and just, you know, being that guy.
Yeah, you know, the mods are the ones that know about my personal stuff, and I'm like, God, that actually hurt me when you said that, you know. So, okay, so let me ask you. So I got to troll hard to be a mod. Got it. No, that is not how you grow to mods, guys. Guys, real quick, let me say this again. This is our first ever Beer Brigade spotlight. Okay. The Beer Brigade is a team of members that are boys and girls. And hey, Notorious, they are ladies, women, boys, and girls that are streamers on Twitch. They're people that Matt and I've gotten to know over time, and we have essentially asked them to join, and we've actually gone to a more formal process where people need to apply to join. When we first started this, we literally let anybody on here. CB the Great, Arkham, you know, we really didn't do much background checks, and we've learned since then, right? We've learned.
Yeah, they let me and CB on the team, so now they got a whole application process. They got to screen people.
Hey, BLS.
Thank you, AFA.
I just wanted to chat and go AFK Sports Stream just because I just started a career in real estate, and I'm broke AF. Hey, that's...
Oh, I know what the ladies like.
Hey, I Carpe Diems. That's phenomenal, though. That helps out. And I hope your career is awesome as hell. Damn, that's awesome. Real estate can really work out well depending on where you're at.
Yeah, real estate can be great.
So basically, we started the Beer Brigade Spotlight. This is our very first one, it's the inaugural one, so it may not be super smooth. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it. Tonight, Arkham is literally the first person to do this, first ever. We plan on taking this clip. We plan on taking this clip and making it a YouTube clip, and that way Arkham has access to it, and everybody can go to the VODs will be up. And again, we're really excited to have him on. So we're kind of trying to dive a little bit more into who Arkham is. So if you're not following Arkham, please make sure to follow him. If you're a 7 Days to Die fan, this is easier because like we're playing 7 Days, so therefore it's a lot easier to go watch him because you're like, hey, I like 7 Days anyway. Let me go check him out, right? Some of the people in the Beer Brigade don't play 7 Days like that. So thanks, Cone. Appreciate that. It is, Ali. I think it's important, right? I think that you know. It's good to
enjoy the game you're playing, or your viewers aren't going to enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have a game that you love to play but hate to stream? Ooh, that's a good question. Pop. How about that one?
Thank you. A game that I love to play but hate to stream. No, I mean, not one that comes off the top of my head. If I enjoy to play it, then, you know, I enjoy streaming it.
Yeah.
I think some games are harder to stream.
Yeah, yes. Yes, I agree with you on that.
But I don't think I hate to stream anything.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think naturally there are some games that are more challenging to stream.
I just know what.
I'll give you an example. PUBG, for example. And we're terrible at it. We're terrible at PUBG.
It's really hard because you got it takes only a second to get spotted and you're dead while you're looking at chat.
I'm only in the round a second. So, like, I land and people AFK punching me and I'm not AFK and I die. So yeah, I think that that's a really good question. Oh Jesus! Stop doing that. God. Cough. Wow.
I'm gonna clip Joe screaming and use it as one of my scare sounds.
Yeah, it's terrible. Mackie already did that. Mackie already took a scream and clipped it. And made it a thing. Betty likes otters, Joe. Well, he can like otters. He can take them. He can keep the otters, and I could care less. Did you guys see the new Peyton Manning commercial that's carrying?
You guys want to know what's terrifying? A soaking wet koala bear.
Yeah,
Those
dude,
are
a
the
drop
things of
bear.
Nightmares.
Dude, drop bears are scary, but I'm telling you, I was face to face with the otter. It was bad, dude. Face to face. I didn't even was wearing a shirt. It could have bit my nipples. It would cut out my bad. I can't hear, so someone can type. I don't
trust ferrets.
White Marsala. I don't know how that one didn't get me. I don't know because I was drinking.
Matt's in his own world over here.
I was drinking, like I don't know, like
he's trying to hear with his eyes right now, so he's distracted.
So
oh God, Cookie.
Can you what do you want to expand on the underwater bridge?
All right, so a few servers back on Starvation, we built a bridge from one landmass to the next. Her and Talons helped me, but the thing was, the top of the bridge was, I think, at like -26 or 27, and the bottom of the lake went down to -56. So we were building oxygen rooms all the way across the bottom of this river. She constantly kept drowning to death.
Dude. So we tried to do an underwater thing and quit. Yeah, we quit our underwater thing. Did you finish the bridge?
Oh yeah, we finished the bridge.
Oh well, kudos to you because we are quitters.
In all, the bridge was like I think 0.6 or 0.7 kilometers long.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'll pass.
It was complete. It was. I think I had it set, but we built it 7 wide, and by the time I got the decorations and the archways and stuff along the whole side of it, and roof and everything, we had it set up to where you could either ride your bike through it, or there was a staircase at the beginning where you could walk up and kind of like how castles have that crosswalk at the top of the walls. I had that going all the way down the top of it, so you know it had 2 different ways you can go across.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, all right. So favorite build. What's your favorite thing you've ever built in 7 days that you're most proud of? Like you turned on the stream and you were like, "Oh God, that is badass! Yeah. You guys are gonna like this."
One of my favorite builds. It wasn't a great build aesthetically by any means, but one of my favorite builds was about I want to say 4 or 5 servers ago. We're doing Starvation. It was the server right before the bridge, I believe, where I actually found an island out in the middle of a lake, leveled it, and built my own insane asylum right on top of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now
And
we
now it's
had,
gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
That's the thing, man. That's what we do too. They're gone. Like we build them, we're like, I love it, and then we're like, all right, I'm tired of looking at this thing. It's gone.
Yeah. It was great. We walked in, you had your lobby area, waiting room, doctor's offices. Upstairs had like recreation and everything. But then we could go down into the basement, and then we had a dungeon set up down there with like jail cells and stuff. Talons helped me build the cells down in the basement.
That's cool.
That's cool.
This was before the painting, and this was back in A15.
Yeah.
So we had to use actual in-game textures. So we took the burnt forest dirt and put it down in the basement, and with no lights down there, the embers from that dirt really like kind of glowed and lit up the place.
That's smart. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
Write that down.
Made it real like ominous down there.
That's really cool. That's smart to use the embers. That is really, really, really smart, man. So we had this discussion the other day in the channel. By the way, guys, this is Arkham's new shirt, his new Beer Brigade shirt. We'll be sending this out to him. It's got his name on the back. Unhinged wouldn't fit on there, otherwise he'd have to wear his arms. He'd have to wear his arms out all the time to have it. But it says Arkham on the back, and then it's got Beer Brigade member, and it has the Twitch.
Yeah. Can't wait to get that shirt.
Twitch thing. I'm excited to see you guys load it. So if you guys see, wait, where the hell is it? There it is. There you go.
Let's see, Malgus. If you're talking about what we did with it afterwards, it was starvation mod. So obviously I spawned in some cars, some gas barrels, and about 50 nukes. Laid it all around the foundation, and we just had at it.
So when you guys see Ark wearing that shirt, make sure to say something to him, okay, on stream. So, and if he doesn't wear the shirt while he's streaming every once in a while, make sure to say something to us so I can go smack him in the head.
Yeah.
All right.
He's gonna wear it on stream. I'll make sure.
What's going on, Random?
So that's one of the things we were talking about the other day. We really liked people's build, and we were talking about that. And I was building this new design that I came up with in my head, and somebody said, "Oh, you're building the Kismet tower."
Kismet kill box.
And I said, "Okay, well, no, I'm not." I said, but I said, you have to understand something. This is a very tight-knit community. Yeah. And I said, a lot of us watch each other's channels. Yeah. And a lot of us become inspired. Okay? So for example, like you're flooring with the embers. That is a I've never thought about that without having to use lighting.
And especially in A15, I loved using different in-game textures, even if it wasn't the strongest material. Using already existing texture from another block to achieve the look you want. Yeah. Now that we have paint, that just opened up a whole new world for me. I like the city I'm building right now, completely made out of concrete.
That's what we're doing too. Concrete.
The road, the sidewalk. It literally is just.
It's the easiest, cheapest resource to do.
Everything. Yeah. Yep. But like you were saying about the being a tight knit group and we're all watching each other's channels. I've had this conversation with CB, and CB even with I forget who he said it was that he was doing it with, but the ring defense where you use the ramps and the barbed wire.
Grand Spartan's idea.
Grand Spartan, yeah.
See, I watch all the channels too, guys. So, don't ever think I'm not watching you guys.
We're always lurking.
Them two bounced ideas off each other. I took what CB did and I use it myself with different resources. What I like to add to it though is on the corners of each ring, use a pole with auto turrets, put the engine, put the hatch in the center square.
Yeah.
Empty all that out and put your engines down there and stuff, and put turrets on the corner of each ring. So as they're running in and getting stuck on the barbed wire, they're being lit up by turret fire.
That sounds actually really good. That's kind of what I was talking about with this. So Grumble did a design that was similar to what we're doing, and Kismet has one, and actually the Kismet one is actually completely different.
Kismet is amazing, like fully automated, man.
Yeah, so that's what we do, right? When we watch these streamers, right? We all inspire each other, and we get ideas, and we think, wow, I never thought about that, right? And that's the cool thing about 7 Days to Die, is you see that. Where an idea originates from, I think sometimes gets lost because, we don't patent these ideas and don't trademark them, and we all just have a passion for the game to play it and try new things. I've seen designs that I've seen other people do, and I'm like, well, can I do that better, or can I change that to a way that I like to make it work? And I think that's important.
Yeah.
So
take somebody else's design and the way I see it is come up with something new, but if you can't, somebody else has already come up with a great idea.
Yeah.
So take what they've done, improve on it, and finish strong.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It is true. It's true, Cone. So Matt, why much the last question? So yesterday, Mad Mole tweeted out that the new bikes, right? And we happen to be streaming.
Those new bikes are looking nice.
We happen to be streaming, and so I tweeted to Mad Mole. I said, Mad Mole, I said we're on stream right now, and my question is that everybody's asking this. First, are you bullshitting us? Is this for real? like everybody wants bikes. Are you bullshitting us? So Joseph Brewer, how you doing?
What's up, Joseph?
So Joel replied back and he said, "No, I'm serious. These are coming." And then they redesigned the physics to be more
less
GTA.
rubber bandy.
They're more like GTA now. So
As far as what?
the physics of the bikes and the cars and stuff like that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Nice. So
so-
they'll actually get air on them.
Yes. So supposedly they've
Nice.
redesigned the way the physics work, and the old physics system is dead. And now that the things will operate very similar
Hopefully
to.
that'll stop with bikes glitching into landscaping too.
Okay, so that's exactly what he said in the tweet. He goes,
Yeah.
"No more bikes in the ground. Rip old physics." So my question is, what are your feelings about the bikes?
If I'm playing solo or with a few friends, bikes are fine. I don't mind having them on the server. If it was my server and we got 20, 25 people on there, I would rather just wipe them off the server to begin with, just right off the bat, and just keep them out of the game. Because what happens is, you get people rushing to get bikes, and then it's Arkham. My bike fell underground. Can you come over here and try to get it for me? Or my bike disappeared. Can somebody make me a new bike? And bikes glitch way too easily to have 20 of them running around the server at full speed.
Yeah.
Anyways, which lags out everything, because the more people you have and the farther they're away from each other, the more work the server's got to do to keep up with the mini bike anyways.
Yeah.
So it's easier if I'm playing with a lot of people. I just getting rid of the bike altogether. But hopefully with these new graphics, and they're not trying to magnetize to the ground on non-terraformed ground, they won't be glitching or rubber banding 50 feet away from you.
It's very true.
So it seems like in our channel, a lot of people have said they're really excited about having bicycles.
Yeah, those are gonna be nice, I think.
Well, okay, so I'm kind of
I'm
torn on
fat.
it. Like, I'm overweight, so I'm not really a bicycle kind of guy. So I don't really see the appeal. And I'm kind of like, listen, just put a motor on it. Like, I take a bicycle and I still put a motor on it.
If they do it right, so there's already a noise mechanic in the game that attracts the zombies. Add that to the engine of the mini bikes if you're not going to get rid of the mini bike itself.
Yeah.
Make it so that riding mini bikes through a town would attract extra attention. Whereas riding a bicycle, which would be quieter,
Stealth.
kind of lets you get around at night a little bit better in towns.
Yeah, I can see that. And I would like it to be tied to your stamina, though.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, and obviously, the higher sexual Tyrannosaurus
a good way
is,
to level up, good way to level up athletics too. That'd
Oh,
be nice.
that's a good point. I didn't think about
Yeah.
that. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
'Cause you can easily get today 100 plus and still not have your athleticism maxed out because of mini bikes.
The problem I have is I don't know where I want Joel to put the pegs, because if Matt rides on the back, we will be wheeling the whole time. But if he sits on my handlebars, he will break them.
You get a basket and put them where ET sits.
I'm afraid that he would break the basket in streamers, and so I don't know. I told Joel that I don't know where I want to put the handlebar, or the peg yet. So
there you go.
I would like a scrap sword, slow, powerful head. Yeah, I would like that too, Dragonus. Press left and right to alternately move the bicycle.
Let's see. We've got, let's see, Dale asked, are my team Matt or team Joe?
Yeah.
The answer is 42.
So in regards to okay, let's talk about that. She asked a question earlier about the Beer Brigade.
You can answer the question.
When you joined the Beer Brigade, all right, this is like a loaded question. I don't really want to ask this. You're on the team, it's a stream team.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a memorable moment that relates to the stream team? And would you suggest stream teams for people to join stream teams as streamers?
Memorable moment. Let's see.
And don't, you're not gonna hurt our feelings. I just want you to your shirt.
I'll answer the question after the shirt.
That one time with Matt,
yes, I would highly recommend being on a stream team if it's a part of a community you want to be on. Don't just be on a stream team thinking that you're going to be on somebody's auto host list. Actually want to be part of it. Beer Brigade and Bearded Guys Gaming has been a huge influence in the 7 Days community. And being a 7 Days streamer, I wanted to be part of something that was known in 7 Days and something that I could contribute to within the 7 Days community.
I don't like asking that question because I feel like, I don't know. It's like, hey, tell us if you liked us or not. I don't really like that question to ask that. So we'll have to kind of think about that.
Plus, Beard, Beard Brigade. It just kind of worked.
I think that but I like what you had said. I mean, when Matt and I approached people when we started the team, we wanted people to be excited, right?
Mm-hmm.
People asked us what do you want for the future for Bearded Guys Gaming? We said that we want to get to be known. We want to be synonymous with 7 Days at some point in our life. Where people think of 7 Days, they think of Bearded Guys Gaming being there.
Yep.
Whether they watch YouTube, Twitch, or anything, they kind of correlated the two. And I think that would be a big thing for us that we would like. And the stream team, I would like it to be something that people desire to be on. And I would like to do, for it to grow into something even greater, where the stream team grows into something like us doing charity events as a group that we are contributing to, or doing collaborative projects as a group. The thing people have to understand is that when you're coordinating with 32 people, 32 individual channels, and that's how many we have on the team now. There are people that want to get on all the time. And the problem is that how far do we grow the team until the team becomes too big, and then how far before it loses mystique of being special to be on it?
Yep. Because you want to keep that specialty, that special aspect to the brand name itself.
Yeah, and so
that way is not to say that it's bad to have that many, but you don't want to water down the importance of being part of it.
Yeah, I want people to feel like when they're on it that it's okay, so it's like partnership for Twitch, right? So,
yeah, it's more like an honor and less like a random WoW guild that just invites people to get the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, it's a goal to get on partnership. Doesn't mean you don't have community if you don't have partnership. You have community without partnership. You're a streamer without partnership. It's a goal. It's a milestone. It's a stepping stone, right? So we would like for people to think of hey, I started streaming. I stream 7 days, and then actually, I don't really want to say 7 days because Beer Brigade isn't 7 days only. It's actually larger than that. But I would like for people to think, wow, this is awesome. I want to eventually try to join this team. So it's definitely we want it to be an organic thing that is a living thing where the stream team moves and changes. No problem, Rio. Where the stream team grows and changes and stuff like that, you're active, that it is a fluid thing, that is a good thing. Yep. That, if you're part of it, people know you're part of it because they see the part that you directly impact.
Exactly.
So stream, when you guys inspire me, I'm still nervous before you stream. Man, you did a fantastic job. That's a good question. Afe said, so what is one question that you would like to ask Matt and one that you would like to ask Joe?
For a question for Matt, why? Why? Not pointing fingers or anything, but
why me?
Why what?
Why?
Why does he stream with me?
Why did I pick Joe?
Because I'm beautiful.
Yeah. He said, because I'm beautiful.
That's really just
good enough answer for me.
It's kind of everyone knows the answer. I am freaking gorgeous.
I mean,
let's see. A question for Joe.
I mean, why did I what do you mean? Why did I pick him to stream with, or why did I pick him as a friend?
Jesus. I don't really know where I'd like the direction of this question.
This single-worded question has opened up a whole new list of conversations.
That's what I'm saying. No, I mean, it's.
I mean, what brought you two together though? When you guys first started hanging out, made you guys go towards wanting to do the stream thing.
Well, honestly, the whole streaming thing was honestly. We were sitting in Cracker Barrel, and the waitress came up to us and she literally was like, "Are you guys brothers?" And Joe looked at me and was like,
Why Marcella?
dude was like, why don't we stream this? Like, and I was like, I don't know, like we never really like thought about it, and it was one of those things, 'cause everywhere we went, literally everywhere we went, people always asked
who we are. Oh no, we're not doing that right now. Oh, we're not doing that right now. My bad. Sorry.
I mean, everybody. I mean, it didn't matter. Like, if we were with like his like, I remember one time I was with, it was me, him, and his dad or whatever, and they asked us, and it didn't matter like if I had hair or if I was wearing glasses or
Yeah, we
like,
don't even really look alike.
I mean, like,
honestly,
it doesn't. It's because we're fat and we're bearded and whatever. But like everybody always asks if we're brothers or if we're twins or whatever. So, you know, and it was something that we're always here playing games anyway. So it was like, why not just put like this little camera and like hit the play button to be, you know.
Yeah.
It was one, you know, all it is like one more step every night anyway.
It was just pretty much already there. It's just
the
extra bit. Yeah. Might as well, if you're already doing it, kind of stream it. Okay.
All right. What's question for me?
Question for Joe.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Okay. No. All right. Go ahead. I thought I knew the question.
So, see, you're the one that usually talks. So, most of the questions I have were for Matt, who's quiet.
Matt's the mysterious guy.
Yeah.
Matt is the guy behind the curtain.
With Matt, from what I can tell, Matt's more of the tech guy of the two of you. So, with that being said, how would you handle things if, let's say, Matt couldn't be here one night?
So you're saying Matt died? What would I do?
Whoa! Pump the brakes.
You just try to kill Matt. Just let you know. He just tried to kill Matt, guys. Spotlight's over. Like if Matt wasn't here, what would we do? So actually,
would you be able to fully operate the operation solo?
Okay, so I have started a stream once. Was anybody here? People from work, bunch of people leaving, so we went on a lash. Oh, nice, dude. James, John,
that was 50% more beard.
James is like, I'm drunk, and is there more beard on the screen? Because I feel like I see another person in your game.
There's too much beard.
So, if you guys remember, there was actually a time that I started a stream, and it was a fiasco. I tried starting it, and the sound was going all over the place. The volume was all over the place. It was a nightmare trying to start that thing up. So yes, I would break stuff. You know, Matt normally kind of just did the he did the stream, like he watched Twitch, and I am the one that does like a lot of the talking, a lot of the social stuff and stuff like that. So naturally I gravitated to that, and so instead of like, you know, me just learning it, it was more of, you know what, I have this on my plate. Matt has
that's
his.
why you guys really compliment each other well on that too.
Yeah, and honestly, if we didn't, like, the stream wouldn't be the way it is, because without Matt, you know, there is no Bitter Guys, and I think without Joe, there isn't as well. So we need each other, and so that's one of the things that, you know, I commend you, being a single streamer. You know, we find often that we don't face a lot of the challenges that
you definitely have to have a third eye to be a solo streamer.
Yeah. I mean, there are things. Take care, James. There are things that people, I think, underestimate. They see us and they say, "Oh, you guys do this and it works well. You do this and it works well." And we had someone today say, "How do you guys talk?" And you know, a lot of times, like Arkham, you and I were talking about today. I actually don't play the game. I'll stop and let Matt play the game, and then I continue talking.
Yeah.
No problem with the game.
Even I find myself doing that sometimes. I'm like, oh well, I bet I need to play while talking. I have to like consciously keep things like that in my mind. You know, being a solo streamer.
Yeah, and that's just it. Like, I think that, Matt and I, we try to, Matt and I always have an open door, right? Regardless of Beer Brigade or not. We were talking to Arkham about this before. Anybody can message us, say, hey, how do I do something? We had somebody last night. How do I send? I'm gonna send you an email with some information. And yeah, because there's, it doesn't always seem like it's easy to find the information you're looking for. Now, I will say that want to do a channel, you have to do it on your own. I think there's an important part of setting up.
It needs to be you,
yeah, there's an important part of you experience it and then failing at certain things and then going back and doing it again. But I think it's also great to get your mentors and your peers' opinions on how they did things for you to take your perspective to adjust to what you think. And Hello Kitty Island Adventure. So I think that that's like important. We always are open in that aspect. But there's a lot of times that people ask stuff, and I'm like, look, you have to understand, as dual streamers, we approach it this way. As single streaming, it's different, and it is challenging. So White says the other question: should you be a dual streamer in an alternate universe? Would Joe or Matt be a better fit? So okay, that's a good question. So Arkham, if you were gonna be a dual streamer,
I were Bearded Guys Gaming.
Yes. Now, this isn't about who do you like better. This is who complements you better, do you think?
I think Matt would be a better fit.
I agree. I think Matt is a better fit for most.
I enjoy talking, so.
Yep. I think Matt is a better fit for most people. I think, if anything, I would clash. In fact, I have that problem doing builds with people sometimes because I have something in my, my mind of how I want to do something, and I'm very type A, and so someone else is type A and they want to do it their way.
Yeah, so you really like kind of alpha each other out there.
Yeah, and so that's the thing. I think that's that was a fantastic question, White Marcelo. Seriously.
Well, the style too, Marcella, where I like to talk and interact, and even sometimes during my streams, I'll sit back in the chair and completely forget about playing the game and just be reading chat and talking.
Yeah.
Whereas if I had somebody like Matt, there would still constantly be some kind of content moving on the screen other than me talking with my hands like I normally do.
Yeah. Well, I think that was actually, like I said, a good choice. I think that from watching your channel, but okay. But I also find that a lot of the channels that I enjoy watching, for example, let's pick some out. An Arkham, a CB, let's say not drunk. Hang on a second. Let's say like Pocket Ninja. These are all streamers that are very talkative and carry their own channel, right, on their own. So you could easily slide Matt into that spot to fill that. Then I look at a couple like Tex Cub and Drunk Enough, who those guys, they're very talkative as well, but they're more quiet, right? So maybe you could put in a chatty Cathy like me inside there to fill that. I think it's interesting to see the different perspectives. I think that you literally I could go through the whole list of Beer Brigade and be like, I would be a good fit here. And then there's some that I'd be like, I probably should never go anywhere near that.
You clash a lot.
Yeah. Having a hard time keeping up with 7 Days to Die people other than my husband because I hate the way people mess with my build or chest. Yeah, you just get used to it, right?
Well, see, I need somebody like that. When I play, I absolutely hate organizing my chests. All right. When I first start a build, if you guys ever watch me start a build, there will be 6 chests over here. If one gets full, I'm going to build another one. If that one's full, I'm going to build this one.
There's
going to be iron in 5 of those 6 boxes.
Yeah. And I can't stand that bothers me, like I like to have, how long has Arkham been growing his beard? Oh, that's a fantastic question for the Beer Brigade Spotlight.
Let's see. I have been growing this beard since last November.
So you're coming up on a year on yours. You got a year.
Coming up about a year.
Do you trim your beard?
Rarely.
So your sides is pretty much also the same length that it would normally be after a year, you think? Or
Yeah.
Okay. So I trim mine. So like mine's trimmed here. Otherwise I would grow out like.
I just don't trust myself to trim it, honestly.
No, I go to a barber.
Yeah.
Now, I don't trust. You kidding me? I can't even turn on stream. Let alone bring a set of clippers in my face.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good question, Dirtle. Thank you for asking that. Is 7 Days to Die your favorite game of all time? If not, what is?
That question has several answers. It depends on, the type of gameplay I'm into, or, what phase of my life I was in. Like right now, 7 Days and survival crafting games are my favorite kind of games.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas my favorite game of all time, like hands down of every genre, is Final Fantasy VII. Love the storyline of it. Love that turn-based role-playing kind of games.
Yeah.
The Legacy of Kain series back on the original PlayStation. Absolutely love the storyline for those. I've not played Empyrean.
I have Empyrean. I like it. I kind of want to give it a little bit more time, but I need to give it more love and time too. One of my biggest challenge is gaming skill, especially when I'm new to PC. How important would you actually say that gameplay is to stream quality? I've got my own opinion on that too, but I'm gonna let Arkham tell me his first.
Gameplay can be not as important as the actual person you're watching. When I watch a stream, especially since I play a lot of 7 Days and watch a lot of it, I watch the gameplay, yes, but I'm there for the streamer. I like to interact with the actual person that's casting and not just be there to watch another 7 Days cast.
Yeah.
So quality of gameplay wouldn't be as important to me personally as the person that I'm interacting with.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think there's a couple prongs to that question, White, and thank you. That's another good question. White's got the award for the most best questions tonight, the most amount. And you guys have all had really good questions.
Winner, chicken dinner.
But I think there's a couple prongs to that. I think first off, depends on the game, right? So certain games, there are levels of competitiveness to it. So you take a game like a PUBG, for example, where there's a competitive level to that game.
Dude, that's a game that people would watch.
You would like to see skill.
Yeah.
Yep. Now it goes back to my whole theory about the different types of streamers. There are pro streamers that do like competitive type level stuff, and then there are character streamers, and then there are streamers that do entertainment type streamers. I would put Matt and I into the entertainment category.
What?
You'll go and watch PUBG because you think it's funny. Our banter between themselves, the deaths.
Sir.
But
I
find that a more successful streamer for PUBG will be one that is more of the competitive ranks. People are there to see how you do it. Now, in 7 Days to Die, that element just doesn't exist. But you might want to go to see the creative builds. But again, it goes back a lot to the personality. I think 7 Days really attributes to that. But do you think Bearded Guys Gaming needs more RGB in their stream?
RGB is always good. You can never have enough RGB.
What, red, green, and blue?
Talons knows how I feel about RGB lighting. My whole life would have RGB lighting if I could have it.
So you're talking about red, green, and blue?
Like reprogrammable lights.
Oh no, he's got lights to blind me. Oh no, yeah. I don't know about this RGB stuff.
Lighting. RGB, like the LED strips and stuff, you can like program the colors on. Like what I got right here, this little remote changes the color of my computer case to anything I want it to be.
So it's funny that you say that. I don't care about that stuff. Isn't that funny?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's pretty.
Matt's like, I got this. My mouse changes color.
Look.
Oh yeah, my mouse. My Logitech mouse is color cycles. My keyboard is a color cycle.
I could care less about that. Yeah. What?
I got a blue sweater.
No, they're not talking about your RG on your.
And I got red shorts on.
They're not talking about your Roy G. Biv, buddy. What advice do you have someone who's starting on console and wants to start playing more and more streaming on PC?
1 second.
All right, no problem. I'll start with that question first. What advice do you have to someone who started on console but wants to start playing more and or streaming on PC? Just do it. You know what I mean? Like,
don't let your dreams be dreams.
Yeah, I would say just do it, Afe. Like, nothing holds you back. Just do it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason if you're starting on console and you want to play streaming on PC.
PC streaming makes it easier.
It does make it easier, but just do it.
Yeah, there's so much more you could do on a PC stream versus a console stream. Especially if you're on Xbox now. Xbox has gone mainly to Team Blue.
I don't know what the hell that means.
Mixer, or I think it used to be called Beam.
Yeah, well, that's because they're owned by them.
Yeah.
Uh,
But it makes it so that console, it's a lot harder because to stream to Twitch from console because they want you to use the services that they own. Whereas with PC, there's not only multiple platforms you can stream to, be it Twitch or Mixer or any of those other ones, but there's also different software you can use, millions of customization options. Whereas with console, you have your game, and if you have the camera, it's going to be a stationary camera in one of the corners of the screen. So you
So-
can really make the channel your own on PC.
okay, I'll play devil's advocate to that, and I will say this: that, damn it. Okay, never mind.
Did you die?
No. I thought
Like he's been here a while. He might have just starved to death.
I think Florida just scored again. I think they're up 3-2. Damn it.
The phone isn't going off, has it?
No, maybe it was a replay, like
It was a replay.
period replay.
It's-
sorry.
yeah,
False alarm. False alarm.
It's
Opening night
yeah.
for the Lightning, guys. What I was gonna say is, devil's advocate to that is this: I think that playing console and streaming will
look at
make
this.
you stronger per se,
it's a
because you
gem.
don't have all those elements to fall back on to make your channel beautiful. You have
True.
to really work on you. Now, I'm just playing devil's advocate to that.
Right. So
Um,
I mean, if you're a person that likes aesthetics and thinks aesthetics is going to improve your channel, PC is going to aid that a lot easier than console will. Now, not to say that you can't get a
Hey, Shaw.
capture card and use something like OBS and just capture your console gameplay. I know plenty of streamers that do that, and that unlocks all that customization option while still streaming technically from your console.
Yeah, I think that streaming from console also gives you an opportunity to get into it to see what it's like. Some
Yeah.
people, okay, so there's a harsh reality to this. 70% of the people that we've probably met do not stream anymore.
Yeah.
That's a very
There's
large number.
It's a huge drop off I've noticed. And let's see, I'll be streaming. I started like deciding, I'm gonna sit down and do this January 26th. So I'm coming up on my 1 year here in a few months, and I've seen people that started after me that have quit
Yeah.
since then.
Streaming is very demanding, right? It is very demanding mentally and
Oh, yeah.
physically. You'd be surprised. And at the same time, 6 months and 1 year are really big milestones. And depending on where your channel's at during those time periods will really determine what you do when you reach those milestones.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes getting into console and turning it on and realizing sometimes you have to deal with trolls, or you have to deal with, just in general, the headaches of the stream going up and down, stuff like that. And sometimes you just want to play the damn game. You don't have to worry about all that. That gives you an opportunity to kind of get your feet wet. And I think that's really good to see. But I also know really successful streamers that have started off console and still do console. And that's, important. So,
I will say in my opinion, it seems harder to get to that level on console.
I would agree. I would agree.
Because there's people that they don't have a camera, I'm not going to watch them. Or
Yeah, I would agree.
They don't have fancy eye candy for me to look at. I'm not going to go watch them.
I would agree that you've limited your audience some.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what about this? White said this, and this is actually a really good question. I'm very passionate about this question. I feel very strongly about this question. The question was, how important would you say background elements are to having a successful stream? So by background, I mean Twitch panels, social media, and networking.
Networking, I would say, really, really, really helps your channel grow.
I don't think there's
As
anything in
far
life
as-
that does not help you networking wise.
Yeah.
Everything in life is about networking. No offense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even if you want, meet person C through person A. But as far as like backgrounds and all that stuff, if you guys look at my channel, I literally just put panels in like 3 days ago. Other than that, I just had a bunch of, it was just text and some of the stream extensions. My offline image was a cropped photo of, an old picture I had laying around that just said, "Welcome to the Madhouse." I edited the coloring on it a little bit to what I liked, and I used that. But aesthetically, to me, that stuff's not as important as the content itself. It does help bring in people that are like, wow, this looks a little bit more professional. This guy's might be taking it more seriously than, say, this person over here. But to me, stuff like that doesn't matter. Networking, on the other hand, like I said, does really help your channel grow. Getting those retweets out and stuff like that. There's networks all over Twitter that help you with retweets to just spread your word across different people's channels.
Oh, I'm really glad you brought that up. We'll talk about that in a minute. And so I want to mention this. This is why I'm glad the spotlight happens.
Thank you,
right?
Sam.
So Arkham is on our team. I like Arkham. I like Arkham's channel, and I think his channel's great. I think there's going to be big things that'll happen for Arkham as he continues to do it. I think this will work in. But I will say this: I very much disagree with that last thought, and that's my opinion. And that just shows how the difference varies, and that's what I love about the fact that our team is very diverse, and we all feel differently in how we approach things. And sometimes hearing like the other's opinions, I think, is very, very important. I agree that, yeah, actually, if you type ! spotlight, it'll do a shout out for him. It'll tell you his thing.
Yeah.
I feel that your brand is huge. I feel like your panels, your logo, everything like that is huge when it comes to, hold on, I'll do that real quick. I feel like it's more, depending on what you're trying to achieve, it's more than just the game or Twitch platform itself. There is more to it than that. So I feel they're very, 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 very important. So I think what we should take away from that is that, hey, Arkham and I gave two completely different answers. I think they're both very good. You know what I mean? And I think that they show the different perspectives on it.
Different people are going to look at different things about your channel.
Yeah. So I like it. No, I appreciate. I totally respect and appreciate that, man. I totally appreciate that. The third cube get a guy on here. Okay, so Shane asked this question here. Could you elaborate on how streaming is demanding? I said it was demanding. Arkham, do you think it's demanding? First off,
yes. Streaming is extremely demanding.
All right.
I mean, people think it's just sitting here playing a video game, but not only am I having to sit here and play my video game, but I have to keep an eye on temperatures of my PC. I have to keep an eye on chat. I have to keep an eye on everything that's happening with my computer, as well as me personally keep an eye on my kids while I'm doing this. So not only am I concentrated on, not dying and looking like a pleb in the video game, but I'm concentrated on my kids right here. I'm concentrated on chat over there. I'm looking at temperatures on the corner of my screen over here. So all this stuff is, while it's not physically demanding, other than the fact that you're sitting here for long, long, long periods of time, which, can be harmful for your body if you don't get up and stretch.
Yeah.
But all this stuff that I'm constantly moving my head and my eyes looking at is mentally exhausting. So after 8 hours of looking at all this stuff and talking and constantly processing new information, that wears your brain down. Like you are tired afterwards.
I 100% agree with you, man. I mean, and I don't think I can say it any better. I find that streaming is physically exhausting because, like you said, sitting there. Yes, Vladdy scored. So sorry, guys. I find that streaming is very physically exhausting. Sometimes sitting here can be very I think that Arkham actually hit some really good points. You're going back and forth, looking at different monitors, up, down, stuff like that. Arkham, a family guy, dealing with his kids, talking, doing this, getting up, doing blah, 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 handling the kid, getting a drink, doing that. There is a lot of physicality to streaming itself. You're seeing a lot more streamers going to standing up desk and a lot more cardio type stuff. And I think that's really good for streaming. And I'm glad to see streaming reaching that, going to that level.
I'd be glad to see those stand-up desks you mentioned too.
Yeah, they're super popular now too.
Become more popular, but they're so expensive.
The second thing is mentally. It is very mentally exhausting. You will be your own worst critic if you're not careful.
You've seen a lot of people lately who have gone to.
Like I was telling Joe earlier, when he was designing the name down here, I was like, man, I'll spend 3 or 4 hours in GIMP trying to make something simple for my channel. And if it doesn't look exactly the way I want it, it's getting scrapped. The whole 3 or 4 hours is, going to be getting put in the recycling bin.
So that goes back to what I said earlier. The things that you deal with, Arkham, are different than what we deal with, right? So I have Matt to be my critic. I'm hard on myself, but I have Matt there to
kind of limit you a little bit, like, oh, it does look good, And
I want to make sure that Arkham and the rest of your brigade knows is that Matt and I can help be those other critics for you too, as a way to say, hey, you want another set of eyes to look at it, and actually it's two different sets. It's Matt and I's.
Mhm.
Myself, hey, my channel's doing this. How do I feel? We've had a couple people that said, hey, I'm having a rough spot. And I'm like, hey, you're doing fine. This is great. I watched your VOD. I would change this. This looks good. Keep it up. And I think that's important. I think that the mental side of that aspect is very hard. I also would say that it's actually hard also because things that you deal with, between the trolling and coming up with content and what are you going to do today? Did I have a good stream? Did I say something that was inappropriate? I was singing a song one day and dropped what sounded like the N-word, and I don't use that, and I felt terrible about it.
Yeah, you gotta constantly be watching what you say.
Yeah, and there are times that things will happen, and you're just like, it's not what you thought or said, and you're on the internet, you're out there, and people can hear these things, and
there's no such thing as a safe place on the internet.
Yeah, and so that can be mentally exhausting. And then I'll add a third element to it: emotional exhaustion.
Oh yeah.
I have people that reach out and said that I have cancer. You guys help me through it. I have XYZ problem, and you've helped me through it. Blah 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 blah. I am beaten by my parents, and getting to watch you as an escape. I have had that. The emotional exhaustion sometimes is I don't know how.
Like people say stuff like that to me. I honestly don't know how to respond to things like that.
Yeah, and I don't think, I think I've learned
like there's
something.
nothing that prepares you for that.
We're not psychiatrists, we're not psychologists, we're not there to give advice on that. We can give our opinions. I think more so is that people, something that feels good to talk to and to hear. So, let me get a couple more questions here. Apophis said, what do you think is the shortest amount of time for a successful single stream is? Like, do you think you succeed with 1 hour a day? 2, etc., etc. So, what are your opinions on that?
Stream whenever you can.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, if not everybody like me, I stream at nighttime because it works better with my schedule because of the kids. But I know streamers that can pull 24 and 30-hour streams, no problem, because it's just them. Whereas some people can pull, they have work, they have kids, they have everything. They can maybe get an hour or two before dinner to kind of stream and unplug from the day. That's fine. Stream when you can. Don't pressure yourself into creating a schedule that's overly demanding of you.
And guys, we're about 6 minutes behind the actual questions that are being asked. So I apologize about that, but we're like going a little more in depth into them, so that's why it's taking a little bit longer. So if you had a question, I am still going back.
We will get
6 minutes
you.
back. Yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah, I agree. So Matt and I got partnered at 20 hours a week. Okay, it may have seemed like we stream more, but we only streamed like 20 hours a week. It's quality, not quantity. I will agree with some things here.
Yeah,
I'll say this.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Consistency is important. Very. I would say there is a thing, ABC, right? Who said that? Dan's Gaming or somebody big said it, or Man vs. Games. He made the comment, always be casting, right? I agree and I don't agree. Okay. What I agree with that is that always be casting it if it works
when you
for
can,
you.
yeah.
Exactly. What Arkham said.
Don't put off, like I said, I tell people on my channel, I'm a full-time father and a streamer in that order.
Yes. I see people that go all I'm very against 24-hour streams, and we've done them. So let me quickly answer that. I'm against doing them right away when you first start streaming because they are very hard to do. And that being said, I think a lot of people do them and think that there's some kind of major pop to it, and there's not.
Just gotta make sure you're taking care of your health while you do things like that.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you're taking care of your health. You have to also realize that, yes, you might get a little more exposure during that time period, but you can actually get more miles out of doing more days with less streams or less stream hours than what you would as long as they're consistent time. So keep that in mind. That is actually really, really, really important.
It's a lot more helpful for people to know when to find you rather than being on all the time. Just knowing when to find you is a lot better.
27 Sam said, for people with laptops, would you recommend getting a second monitor? Is it easier with 2 screens? Yes, by far. You don't have to be a streamer, dude.
Yeah.
Not even streaming 2 monitors it's like become a must for me.
The way my setup is, I've got my gaming PC that I stream and game off of for now until I can get capture card and stuff installed. As far as a second monitor, I have a computer like one of those all-in-one Windows 7s that my mom bought like 10 years ago, sitting over here I use for chat. I gotta load that thing up like 15 minutes before I hit the start casting button just to get the chat to pop up.
There's like really good questions in the chat, guys. By the way, you guys have like really good questions, guys. You gotta remember we're doing a spotlight once a week, so some of these questions you're asking are gonna get asked again. Keep in mind that we're trying to cater them to Arkham, right? So we want Arkham's opinions on these. Because that's why we're here. I want to know Arkham's ideas, because when we have, like, let's say CB the Great, it might be different style. So these questions you guys are asking, please ask them again when we do the other spotlights. So Delia said, what advice do you have for a new streamer who's also new to 7 days to die, a streamer who wants to make it full-time?
Play the games, have fun. Don't worry about, don't constantly look to see if you got a viewer, or worry about things that are out of your control. Like, is there somebody in chat, or is this person doing that? Just have fun. Don't worry about the camera. And if you're enjoying yourself, your viewers are going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think that the question you asked was what I think a lot of sometimes can often be like a jaded look at streaming. Hey, how do I want to get into it? I want to be I like to eventually make it full time. I think it's important to set goals.
Yeah, goals, and if you're not enjoying yourself, like I said, your viewers aren't going to enjoy it. Yeah,
I just dip your toe into it. See, I'm gonna love doing the spotlight with you because I know you're a lot more hobby based, right? And so you have a side of streaming that I'm really anxious to actually touch upon, because you have a physical disability. And I can't wait to kind of delve into, like, the restrictions that you find faced with it, and why you like to do it. But that'll be for Galtini Spotlight, guys.
That'll be nice.
Really exciting to see these different things with these spotlights.
Yeah, this spotlight thing I think is really going to be nice to see, like, the lifestyles of the Beard Brigade.
Yeah, it really is. How does someone quiet and more introvert like Matt make a stream more engaging and entertaining? So what are your thoughts about that, Arkham? So you find someone that, let's say there is no Joe, there is no Arkham. What?
So for people that aren't good at things like this, work on it off stream. Find things that in your chat that do the interactions for you, and yeah, like just said, what I would recommend, just go to the park or something, sit on a bench, start talking to somebody, one person, just talk to them,
God, I would
find
die.
things. Find things that your chat can interact with you, or that your chat can trigger in your channel to get an interaction out of you to kind of help aid the process.
That's great advice. I think that's really great advice. What kind of software editing do you recommend for someone who doesn't know how to edit videos? I mean, do you do editing videos? Do you do YouTube?
Nope.
Nope. So
I got a Talons. Talons does anything I need, like video related, or like when I first started all my graphics and stuff. Talons did all that stuff for me.
So it sounds like the answer to that, Worf, is not to actually get software. It's actually to get you a
video
different
editor.
Get a
guy. Yeah, it's like get a guy.
Find someone that has that strength, right?
Yeah.
Find someone with that strength. Let's see. Set a goal. Let's see, 3 more. I'm catching up on everything. Hang on one second, guys. Let me catch up on the chat real quick. If you could add one thing to 7 Days to Die game, what would it be, Arkham? You personally, what do you want to see? Not related to you. I like not an asylum. You know what I mean?
Something that would improve vanilla gameplay.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's a hard question.
I find that to be a hard question too, because for me, I'm not a developer, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not creative in that sense. And I get excited when I see the stuff they add. And as much input as I have, I never have anything to just throw in there and be like, put that in there and it'll fix the game. You know?
Things that I've personally modded into the game have been things like armor with lamps, with flashlights on the helmet, or tools that help with clearing, like, pointless things like fiber. I love what they've done with the War of the Walkers mod, where they've actually made every fiber count. The recipes that you're going to use for plant fiber with War of the Walkers is great.
Yeah, I like
that.
that. So more mileage on the stuff that you,
exactly.
more mileage on the items that are in game. Traps you can set and come back later. I like that. I love like having the chicken coop or having rabbit traps.
Exactly.
I love those. I absolutely love those.
Yeah, I just don't want. I wouldn't like seeing too many.
Oh, so you say you want more quests? As Prime, the quest specialist, is asking.
More quests. Quests can be fun. I do like RPG type gameplay.
I do. I don't want quests that are mind numbing and I don't have a purpose. The reward has to be worth it.
I don't want WoW quests. You know, go there, kill this, come back, or go here, talk to that person, get a letter, and bring it over here.
I know why you're asking that, Prime. The reward has got to be worth it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need. The reward's got to be worth it. Like if it's gonna save me from, like if a reward is, for example, 500 stone or 500 steel. I don't want it to be like where like that I can look at it and go, sweet. I don't have to go freaking bang on a rock for a while, banging the mine.
Weapons that can only be obtained through quests.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
Or gear drops or like armor drops or special types of tools that can only be acquired through a specific quest line. You know what I would like in the game?
Do you know what I would like in the game? I'd like for them to put the Horde that Skippy has in his mod. I guess it's something on the forums going around. There is a Horde
where he's
Knight.
Got like the never-ending hordes.
Dude, that is the optimal.
I have not
Horde
seen
Knight.
I've not played it, but I've seen videos. It looks horrific.
Play it because that is something. I love War of the Walker so far.
Is it part of the Settlers mod?
Yeah. Settlers mod has it built in.
Okay.
So if you play Settlers mod, just do a Horde Night. It goes until at 4 a.m. You still have like 30, 40 zombies that you still got to kill because they just don't stop coming. Not that you can spoil things. You're going to be very happy then. Not that you can spoil things. Hold that thought, Prime. Don't say anything.
Hold on, Prime.
Or you can text us.
Yeah, just let us know. Don't tell any jokers in chat.
That name that right down there, you can just whisper that.
So, suggestions you would give the Fun Pimps, if any, since one is in the chat.
Yeah, from what that latest tweet from Joel is, what I would recommend. Fix what's there. Fix that mini bike.
Yeah, I mean that's been
releasing this tweet about these new mechanics. Super excited to see that.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I'm gonna go against the grain of the general community here. Instead of adding more, yes, Silent did.
Let's fix what we got.
Yeah. So
the mini bikes and the AI pathing, I think, are two things that really need a little bit of work right now.
I think they do too. So I'm not a developer, so it's hard for me to make the comments like, fix it. I also know that optimization is easier to do towards the end instead of like implementing a system, optimizing it, adding a new system, having to change the other one. Yeah, I think that from a developer standpoint, that becomes too much of a waste, or like too much of a waste of resources, maybe. Yeah. But I will agree, there have been some systems that have been rough for a while, and it's like, okay, well, the problem is that if like AI, for example, is not the greatest, I know that can lead to, you start to make the normal player base, they start to get fed up and tired of it, right? And that hurts it. We see obviously where 7 days has its ups and downs, right? It gets busy and then it slows down, and right now it's in a lull. And for God's sakes, it's A16 is not even that old, and people are already clamoring for new stuff.
I can't wait for A17. I've seen a picture of a trader.
Just to let you guys know real quick, to Dragonus, I did reach out to 7 days and let them know we're going to TwitchCon and that we are probably going to PAX East. And I did ask them if there was anything we could do for representation for 7 days there.
Nice.
I would like to see 7 days go to a PAX. I say that because I would like to see more exposure to the game. Bringing exposure to the game does a couple things. This game is a hidden gem. It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is a hidden gem people that do not even like survival games, I know, have started playing this and love this game. And the other thing is that it does so much to boost the content creator economy, I guess you could say. More people are watching it on YouTube. Yep. More people are watching it on Twitch. More watching it on Beam or Mixer or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, I think that's something good.
Like the biggest problem I've had as far as the AI goes, like I could care less if they run in circles. By all means, I'll just shoot you anyway. My thing is when you're trying to backpedal, and they're still able to hit you from 3 or 4 meters away.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's easily fixed. I just go in and shorten their range by 1 or 2 decimals.
I know,
and
but
that usually fixes it.
But the problem I have with that is the same problem I have with Ark. So I think that Ark on default settings sucks. I think that the gather rates and all that stuff are not very good.
They don't send me anywhere.
I don't think those are very good. I don't think that
one day Prime.
I think those are terrible, and so I hate the fact that yes, you can fix that by easily modding it. Well,
yeah,
okay, but all right, I don't want to easily mod it to make it work. I hope so.
We'll work on that, Prime. We'll work on that, man.
I'll talk to somebody, bro. I'll put some words in.
He'll make a phone call.
I'll make a Skype call. You guys do things with Skype still, so thank God we're on the same.
Don't talk about it because
we're on the same level as
we're using Skype. So,
by the way, guys,
he'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
The Skype has been working great, I think, with Arkham tonight, right?
Yeah.
So have you guys been able to hear Arkham pretty good and see him? I can't help the way he looks, guys. I can only dress him up so much. You know what I mean? It's like next time the graphics going to be a little porthole so that people can look out only on their camera so that we don't see so much of their face. It's just way too much of their face.
He's just jealous his beard's smaller than mine.
Hey, listen, buddy. You better watch out. It won't take very much longer for mine. Now that this is my full-time job, is growing a beard.
There you go.
Fierce, bro. It's going to be fierce. Discord has video chat. Somebody owes me $1.
What did we say?
Called it, didn't I, Arkham? But anyways, is there anything you had to also ask you think of?
I don't think so.
Arkham, anything else you wanted to talk about?
It's been a fun night.
I mean, we started at like 7:45, almost 8 o'clock, and we've gone to 10. So
yeah, that was a good event.
I would like to see, more of these where, for example, we want to obviously have Spotlight. I like to do it every week. But I'd like to see like where we, oh wait, hold on. We got to get this one question in. Arkham, if you were an animal, what would it be?
My spirit animal is a snake. I didn't even. Hey! I don't want to hear you puffing. Okay, I didn't even get to bring my scaled family onto the cast.
Do you have a snake?
I have 2 of them.
Is it where we can see it? Wait, well, hold on. Wait, are they real snakes?
If you guys got them, yeah, they're snakes. Yeah. If you guys got a minute, I'll run and go get.
Yeah, I got a minute. I still stream for an hour.
We have an hour and 6 minutes.
So for the chat, guys, real quick. No, the correct answer is an otter. No.
I was about to say. I'm just glad he didn't say otter.
All right, guys. So real quick, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the spotlight tonight.
I think I'm going to go to a meeting. Prime, I swear to God.
I hope you guys like the spotlight. I hope you like the idea behind the spotlight. I would like for everybody in the channel, if you've not done it yet, please click on Arkham's name, or I can do the spotlight real quick. Do me a favor, guys, and make sure you're following Arkham. He streams, he said, a majority of the time, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And, honestly, guys, what Matt and I are asking is please go and watch him, okay? Go in there and tell them, hey, God! Jesus! So serious right now, man. Oh, God, you guys are all trolling me. Seriously? I had a scream over here. Prime just put an otter picture in the goddamn Steam things. Jesus. Okay, so the thing is that hopefully you guys feel something good about the spotlight, okay? Our goal is for you guys to know who Arkham is and why he's on our team. I think that Arkham is a phenomenal streamer, guys. We actually got to know Arkham through like Drunk Enough and stuff like that, and I think it's really cool that he is a part of our team, and we're honored to have him on there. By the way, again, guys, here's his new shirt.
All right, he's back on headset. You quit talking about him.
What are you gonna show me? Hold on, let me see. Oh, F all that, no. Wow. So, what is that?
This is Jormungandr.
I'm sorry, what? It's
His
a
name
Garden
is-
Chonders?
His name is Jormungandr. That
Whoa.
is the
Is it a
name
Pokemon?
Is that a Twitch name? Yarmungandr?
of... Jormungandr is the name of the snake that people know as the Ouroboros. The snake that bites itself.
The snake
When
that
he
bites
was-
itself.
Yeah, the one that, is wrapped in a full circle and he's like eating his tail. In Norse mythology, he wraps around the entire planet and is consuming his own tail. And it's said that once he lets go, it begins Ragnarok, which is the end of the world. I named him that because when he was younger, I was feeding him one day and he accidentally bit himself and refused to let go.
So,
But he is a pastel genetic striped ball python.
yeah,
It's a
guys,
genetic morph.
Arkham is one of those weird snake guys with Demon Dangandunder as his snake. So, very interesting. So, how old is it?
He's about a year old.
So, do the kids like him?
Yeah.
Does it love you?
Yeah.
Snakes don't bother me so much, but I don't want to have them.
I actually stream with him sometimes. He'll kind of just sit right here.
God, last not to see that yet.
He'll just sit right here, and then I'll play with him with him just sitting on my neck like this. Normally, he sits still, but tonight he's being really adventurous.
So what is E-Skill Baby Girl's snake?
She has I think it's a tiger. They think it's a tiger.
A tiger? That's not a snake.
A tiger ball python. A ball python.
He's a tiger and GHI mixed ball python.
Yeah,
All right.
so he's a GHI tiger ball python, from what she just told me.
Oh, guys.
Which he kind of looks like a regular one, except for most ball pythons have like the brown circles. He has stripes going down his sides, whereas this one lost most regular patterns and just has the one solid stripe down his back, and has that yellowish pastel tint to it.
I think he's trying to choke your wrist out. I think he's trying to chop circulation off. I'm a little worried. I'm a little concerned. Please do not die by snake on our stream. That's
No.
pretty sure it's in TOS. What got you into snakes?
Honestly, I went. The first pet I had was a bearded dragon, or no, it was a chameleon, and then we ended up with a bearded dragon.
I got a bearded
I
Joe.
was a bearded Joe, and then we were at the pet store one day. It was around Christmas time, the year before last. No, we got him at Christmas time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we were there trying to get some new stuff for Raish's tank, the bearded dragon. And they had this guy on sale. He was regular like $450, but they were trying to get him out of the store, so they marked him down. And then they gave me another 40% off for buying him like the day before Christmas. So I ended up getting him like ridiculously cheap.
I mean,
$450 for a
That's a-
snake?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cheap. That's cheap for some morphs. I've seen some Python morphs go for several $1,000s.
dude. My cousin used to be married to a guy that raised snakes, stuff like that, and he had
Yeah.
some really rare snakes.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to the snake. Oh god. Now you have to feed it mice, huh?
Yes. Yeah, he
Li-
eats mice.
Live
Wait,
mice?
No, I've never fed my.
Do you give him
snake live
pinkies
mice.
or what are they called?
He eats fully grown adult mice now. But
Ugh.
when he was younger, it was pinkies.
My dad makes
just
me order
born.
that stuff for him. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
No, well, he doesn't eat them, but it'd be weird. It'd be weird if he ordered them. My dad's like, "Can you give me a pinky?" I need you. He said,
What does he have?
"Yo, I need you to buy some
Gotta be some
pinkies." So what's some pinkies? I said, "Pinkies, the mouse, pinkies." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
It's got to be something small if they're eating pinkies. Like my our baby python eats pinkies. Well, no, he's eating fuzzies, which are I
Yeah.
think fuzzies are usually like 3 or 4 weeks old.
Yep. Yeah, no, I know Silent. I know. I buy them for my dad. My dad doesn't know how to buy them, so I have to. He comes over to here to operate the internet. I'm like, Dad, the internet's all over. It's in the world. It's in the air. My dad's like, no, you got to get on the computer and figure out the mice. I need to buy the fuzzies and the pinkies, and I'm like, what is going on here? So, so that's pretty awesome. I didn't know that about the snakes, man. So that's something tidbit new to learn about the Beer Brigade member there, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's over 6 months. Nismo, it doesn't feel like it, does it? So, well,
yeah,
dude,
I've seen. There's one. They call it the Stormtrooper gene, where it's a solid white snake with just black lines on him. I've seen that snake go for almost $6,000.
oh God, no. You know
And
what?
That's still on the cheaper end of some, like designer snakes is what they're called.
Designer snakes.
Yeah, they'll take like different genetic morphs and like pair them together, like, and already know what they're gonna what the offspring is gonna be, based on what the parents were and stuff.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's an entire business. There's like millions of dollars in it that can be made if you know what you're doing.
I collect designer Cheetos.
Designer Cheetos?
Yeah, I lick the cheese on them until it makes shapes. Then I let it dry, and I bake them in the microwave a little bit, and then I lick them again to harden the coating some more. It's actually a whole art. It's like we got a whole Facebook page. There's 6 of us,
Cheetos.
but it's growing. It's growing.
Hey, yeah, that's what matters.
So, well, dude, we really appreciate you coming on, dude. Meant a
It's been
tremendous
fun,
amount.
guys. It's been a lot of fun.
It meant a tremendous amount to us. I'd like to see eventually the whole thing turn into where we have some of the returning Spotlight members back as well. So,
That's definitely looking forward to that.
I want to see everybody checking out Arkham. We appreciate him coming in. His channel's above. And make sure you guys are checking him out and showing him some Beer Brigade love, okay?
We will be doing our regularly scheduled stream tonight at 11 as well.
Okay, guys, right there. So, Arkham will be streaming at 11 tonight. So, we go offline. Arkham will be streaming. Oh, God. I don't know what's happening over here. I'm getting some errors in the game. Can you tab back in?
Did you break me?
Hold on a second. Hang on.
I've been broken.
No, it's me. I'm...
Oh.
All right, let me just log out of there. All right. Woo! Okay, my game kind of froze up.
It's been great, guys.
We're going to end it, dude. Thanks a lot. Much love, bro. Some beer strokes to you. We really appreciate it. Thank you for coming out, man. And we'll talk, obviously, soon again. Okay, dude?
Yes, sir.
Be
Guys,
good,
it's
man.
been fun. Thank you all so much for having me.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely, man. Take it easy.
Take care.
So, guys, we really appreciate y'all hanging out with this.